이 위대한 구원. 크로스포인트 주니어 처치에서 전해드리는 이 시간, 담당의 Darin Pantley 형제입니다.
Hello, hello. This is Darin Pantley from Crosspoint Bible Church. Can you think of a time when you were at school or at work and people needed your help? One school year, way back in middle school, I was assigned a seat next to someone who never brought a pencil to class. It felt like every day they would ask, "Can I borrow a pencil?" Eventually, I just said, "Here, keep it. It's your pencil now." But they lost that one too and asked for another pencil the next day. After that, I always made sure to collect my pencil back at the end of class. I've had a few jobs where helping other internal employees was part of the job. We would host office hours where my entire team would go and sit in a room and wait for coworkers to show up and ask whatever questions they were dealing with that day. Some of the people who showed up asked really good questions. They were the sorts of people who would do extensive research, lots of reading, trying different things, and generally doing their best to educate themselves before coming to us for advice. Now, other people would come straight to us and ask their question. They hadn't spent any time thinking about what the answer might be. They didn't have a plan or ideas or anything. Many times, rather than doing the work for them, we would ask, "What have you tried so far? What ideas do you have for solving this?" And they would think about it a little, and we would help them, and they would go back to their desk to try some things. Our hope was that they would learn how to learn, so they could answer the easy questions themselves, and we could do the tough ones together. But some coworkers weren't very interested in that process. They wanted an answer now. We've got deadlines to meet, clients to keep happy. They would visit us frequently, asking for help again and again. My teammates would grumble, "Do we really have to help this person?" But when someone is very persistent like that, they are hard to ignore. Jesus once told a story, a parable, about a person like that. In the book of Luke, it says, "Then Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that they should always pray and not give up. He said, 'In a certain town there was a judge who neither feared God nor cared what people thought.'" It's interesting how Jesus wasn't describing a noble judge. This judge doesn't really care what people think, and he's just going to do whatever he wants. Jesus said, "And there was a widow in that town who kept coming to him with the plea, 'Grant me justice against my adversary.'" Normally, when you think of a widow, we know it's a person we should help. Jesus continued the story, saying, "For some time he refused, but finally he said to himself, 'Even though I don't fear God or care what people think, yet because this widow keeps bothering me, I will see that she gets justice, so that she won't eventually come and attack me.' And the Lord said, 'Listen to what the unjust judge says. And will not God bring about justice for his chosen ones who cry out to him day and night? Will he keep putting them off? I tell you, he will see that they get justice, and quickly. However, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth?" Jesus was making the point that this judge, this self-centered judge who didn't fear God or care what people thought, even someone like him would pause to help the widow, not because he knew it was the right thing to do, because we know he wasn't that sort of judge, but because the widow was so persistent. So if even an unjust judge would do the right thing in this circumstance, imagine how much more a just judge would immediately help the widow. There's something about persistence that pays off. What are you persistently praying for?
지금까지 크로스포인트 주니어 처치에서 전해드렸습니다. 언어와 문화의 장벽을 없애고 실시간 동시 통역이 제공되는 크로스포인트 주니어 처치의 주일 예배 시간은 오전 11시이며 교회에 대한 안내는 847-212-6775로 문의해 주시길 바랍니다.